Week 10. I'm so tired. Um, we've got some fun stuff going on, so let's go through it. First matchup, our highest scoring matchup of the year. Our highest scoring point total of the year, individual. Big Balls, 174.08. Passing up Elwood Lawyer's record of the year at 174.04. 50 burger from Jonathan Taylor. Fear the Choge, 153.94. Fear the Choge can't catch a break. Can't catch a break. Fear the Choge, now with the second highest points for. Only trailing Elwood Lawyer. Yet Fear the Choge sits at 4 and 6. And outside of the playoffs, looking in the 8th seed. But according to the ESPN playoff percentage, they are 50% chance to make it. So we'll see. We'll see if Fear the Choge keeps getting screwed or if he can battle his way into the playoffs to get third place. So Big Balls improves to 7-3, clinches the playoff spot. Fear the Choge drops to 4 and 6. Next up, Hurley and Chuck here versus Cambodians. Cambodians take this one 5 and 5. Hurley and Chuck's year 6 and 4. Hurley and Chuck's year dropped 3 straight with Elwood Lawyer on deck. What's going on over in Hurley and Chuck's year? Is this team gonna make the playoffs? Looking at 6 and 5. Yeah, what a fall from grace from Hurley and Chuck's year. Is this a management issue? I can't even say it with a straight face because I know if Hurley's watching this, he's fuming that I would even say that. So, yeah, I mean, they got Elwood Lawyer in week 11. They got week 12, they got Swamp Dicks who are heating up. And then week 13, they got Fear the Choge. Great team. Let's do. I mean, this team could be 6 and 7 going into week 14 against Big Balls. I don't know. This team might lose out. This team might lose out. I mean, their strength of schedule is the hardest left. They play 3 of the top. They play the 3 best teams. And we have 4 matchups left. 3 of those matchups are the 3 best teams in the league. And honestly, the 4th is Swamp Dicks, who we highlighted last week as a team that's up and coming. They're a strong team. I don't know. Hurley and Chuck's here. We said last week that basically 4 teams are, looking like they've got the playoffs locked up. But I don't know. This might be an all-time choke from Hurley and Chuck's year. We'll see what they can do. Hurley and Chuck's year dropped to 6 and 4. Cambodians 5 and 5. Next up, the Dog Pound versus Big Nick's Energy. Big Nick's Energy keeps rolling. 124 to 98. Dog Pound. It's a 2-man race. 2-man race for that for the hot dog and beer. And Dog Pound is leading I mean, this is just terrible. 1-9. Have we ever had a team start 1-9? I mean, my God. But the sad thing is they're getting screwed. They're getting screwed. They're not even the least points for. They're like 10th. No, they're 9th. But they're most points against by almost 100. Big Balls has 12-12 put up against him. And he's in second most points against versus the Dog Pound, who's had 1306 put up against him. The Dog Pound's getting screwed. So we'll see. We'll see if the Dog Pound can, catch fire and save themselves from the hot dog and beer. But it's not looking good. Next matchup. Tasty Boys Club versus Elmwood Lawyer. Elmwood Lawyer 120.7, Tasty Boys Club 103.6. Elmwood Lawyer remains alone at the top at 8-2. Tasty Boys Club basically done. They got to win out, and they got to win out to make the playoffs. Next up, the Goblins versus the Swamp Dicks. Goblins 7-3, 118. Swamp Dicks shot to 4-6, 102. And our matchup to watch. It's early to call it. It's early to call the Dunchain, but we basically said loser of this matchup would be Dunchained. So we're gonna do it. Capone's V card joins the Dog Pound in the Dunchain. They are done. They're done. They dropped to 4-6, and their team is looking bleak. I mean, this team is awful. They started Diami Brown. They started. Xavier Worthy's been worthless since Rashi Rice has come back. Josh Jacobs is good. Isaiah Davis is their backup. Is their running back 2? Or Ty J. Spears? I mean, this team is atrocious. Atrocious. This might be the worst team in the league. If I'm being honest, though, at this point, if we did power rankings today, this might be the worst team in the league. Okay. All right. Our week 11 look ahead. True Under Big Dog Story versus Big Balls. Cambodians versus Big Nick's Energy. Elmwood Lawyer versus Hurley and Chuck's Year. Fear the Chodes versus Dog Pound. Swamp Dicks versus Tasty Boys Club. Capone's V card versus Goblins. We have an interesting matchup to watch here, I think. I guess we could highlight 2 of them. We can do Cambodians and Big Nicks because both are 5-5. Whoever wins this game is likely going to the playoffs, likely solidifying themselves in the playoffs. But a more interesting matchup to watch would be Fear the Chodes versus the Dog Pound. 2 of the most unlucky teams in the league. Whose unluckiness prevails here? Does Fear the Chodes lose? Is Fear the Chodes the unlucky team that the Dog Pound finally gets to? Or does the Dog Pound put up big points this week and Fear the Chodes matches and beats them? Or do they both lay eggs and one? This will be a fun matchup to watch. Who's the most unlucky team in the league? Because it's these 2 for sure, but who is most unlucky? We're about to find out. All right. That's that for the look ahead. Let's look at the playoff positions. Let's look at the standings. We have Elmwood Lawyer, Big Balls, Goblins, Hurley and Chuck's Here, True Under Big Dog Story, Cambodians, Big Nick's Energy, Fear the Chodes, Capone's V card, Swamp Dicks, Tasty Boys Club, Dog Pound. I really think that we have 9 teams battling for 7 spots. I'm pretty sure we can safely put Capone Speed Card, Tasty Boys Club, and Dog Pound. Well, Dog Pound's out of it for sure. But Capone's V Card, Tasty Boys Club, most likely done. We have Capone's V Card, 16% chance, 8% for Tasty Boys Club. It says 1% for Dog Pound, but that's wrong. 0. Swamp Dicks at 38%, and Fear the Judge at 50%. So we'll see how that plays out. Goblins have also locked up a playoff spot. So we have 3 teams who have locked up the playoff spots. Elmwood Lawyer, Big Balls, and Goblins are all in. 1 win away. We have Hurley and Chuck here and True Under Big Dog Story. But like we said, Hurley and Chuck here, I don't know if they're going to get that win. I don't know if they get that win. They're playing the hardest teams, the best teams in the league. Their must win is against the Swamp Dicks. Could you imagine a world where Hurley and Chuck here loses this week to Elmwood Lawyer, which is expected? Then next week they'll play the Swamp Dicks. If they lose that game, they go into a must-win against Fear the Chodes in rivalry week, where Fear the Chodes will also likely be in a must-win situation. I mean, if that happens, grab your popcorn. Grab your popcorn. Man, I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it, man. Let's take a look at Hurley and Chuck's tier. Let's take a look at their team. Let's see what's going on. Okay? With Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, they're streaky. You don't know what you're going to get. You get a big game, but you can also get an egg. Bucky Irving has to get his ass back because Rachaad White has lost. He's lost sole backfield responsibility. It's now a split. So he basically becomes worthless. Not worthless, but he's not good. DK Metcalf, he's streaky. Jordan Addison, it's tough when you got J.J. McCarthy back there. Christian Watson, Trey McBride, good player. CeeDee Lamb, good player. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, absolute bust. Keon Coleman, trash. I don't know, man. I mean, James Cook, good player. But this team's vulnerable. Week in and week out. Don't get me wrong. They could put up big weeks, week in and week out. But this is what we call a streaky team. And if they're streaking on the wrong weeks, they're putting up their big points on the wrong weeks where someone else is putting up big points, or they're laying their eggs on weeks that other teams are laying. I don't know. That's the thing. They're playing 3 teams that aren't very streaky. They just put up points. So Hurley and Chuck here they need one of those weeks. They just need one where they put up, 150 plus. But like I said, if that week they catch someone else, if Big Balls or Elmwood Lawyer puts up 150 plus, which they do, 25% of the time. Or Fear the Chodes, same team, puts up 150 plus 25% of the time. I don't know. Something to watch. All right. That's really all I got. Good luck to everybody in week 11. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. I mean, these weeks are starting to get more and more important. Very important week for Fear Chodes. They need it bad. Very important week for Swamp Dicks. Felix Jones and Swamp Dicks are, you know, they're in do or die mode. Everybody else it's not do or die yet, but you know, Cambodians and Big Nicks, like we said, this is a matchup to watch. It's big. It's a big. It sways their odds in the playoffs drastically. Like we said with um, the matchup to watch last week, whoever won that game was was missing out in the playoffs. Whoever wins this game, we're locking them into the playoffs. They're in. Not mathematically, but commissioner call. They're in. All right. So that's that. I hope everybody enjoys their Veterans Day um, and their Tuesday. We'll be back next week uh, to go over the heartbeat of the league. Thank you.